What a joy it is to be with you for another Easter, the queen of holidays, the pinnacle of the year, the very climax of history, when Christ died and rose from the dead, and you and I get to celebrate it together one more time. Last year, you remember, we couldn't go to church at all on Easter, but this year I hope that many of us will be in pews and on our knees, saying our prayers, receiving Holy Communion, and celebrating this great festival, which is Easter. You know, the story of Easter is pretty simple. It has two parts. The first part is that Jesus of Nazareth, an itinerant rabbi, was murdered, was crucified, nailed to a cross, and died illegally, convicted by a judge who had proclaimed him innocent, and yet still dying at the hands of Roman soldiers, a death in Jerusalem on Friday. 2 days later, that same Jesus of Nazareth rose from the dead, threw off the bloody bandages in which his body had been wrapped, rolled the stone of the tomb aside, and walked out into the warm morning of Palestine as the sun was rising. That's the story of Easter, the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It is the results of that story that I'd like to focus on with you for a moment today. And the result is this: everything is changed. Everything is changed. We have the possibility of also being raised from the dead. Our judgment need not be final on us either. Even though we are broken people, needy people, we lead complicated lives, we know because Jesus rose from the dead that we too can enjoy eternal life with him. It's the essence of Christianity. C.S. Lewis once upon a time said that Christianity is a religion which, if false, is of no importance, and if true, is of infinite importance. The only thing which Christianity cannot be is moderately important. And what that means for you and me at Easter is that the story I've just told you of Jesus murdered, dead, laid in the tomb, walking out into the sunshine and being raised again, and the effect of that on our lives is also critically important. It cannot be moderately important. And I say to you this Easter, it is the most important story in history. Once again, Lewis said this: the story is too improbable, too amazing, too literally death-defying, radical, and subversive not to be the most supremely important story in history. If it is true, as I believe it is, it validates everything Jesus ever said or did. If it's true, it confronts you and me with a real dilemma. Do we continue living life as we know it? Or will we now walk through the door of that tomb which is so often formed by the need, the sinfulness of our own lives, into the sunshine which God is providing us for life, that we might enjoy this life, view our neighbors, our family, our friends, view our church differently, because we know that life is not just for this moment only, but with him and in him and through him is ours for eternity as well. God bless you. Happy Easter. May this be a day of joy for you and those you love, and may it also be a day on which the truth of this story comes home to you in dearer and greater